Hello and welcome to Renaissance Knowing Your True Self. I have to put my hand on my head and more of a just an acknowledgement of this gray. I'm not going to call it gray, I'm going to call it white because it is white. Look at it, it's white. So it's my white hair coming out. I remember making this decision last year of 2020. This was March of 2020 when I decided to let the hair grow out and stop dyeing my hair. I was already dyeing my hair in my 20s and I decided to, take a break from it and see how it goes. So fast forward to right now, we are in June 2021 and I am so loving it. I think that was one of the best decisions I made. And here's a couple of things, you don't have to worry about your hair. You start to accept yourself for who you are and you realize that, at the end of the day, it's just a color. And if I look back at my pictures, if you go back to my social media and look at my pictures from a year ago, more than a year ago, it actually feels kind of artificial now. So I prefer this look of the white, and and I feel like it commands respect. And what more do you want? I think it's great, and I love the fact that I'm saving money and not spending a lot of time and money on actually, dyeing my hair and worrying about it. So best decision ever. Anyway, that was not what I really wanted to talk about, but I just couldn't help but, admire my own hair. And that being said, it is very good to admire yourself because that's called self-love. There's a difference between self-love and being a narcissist. Self-love is that you love yourself enough. That's what's inside of you will come out. And it's just love that's going to come out for everybody else. That is the true self-love. We'll talk about that another time. There are a few things I do want to talk about though, about, I got a lot of things have been happening the last 2 weeks. If you notice, I haven't posted any videos in those last 2 weeks, just because there's been a lot and I've been trying to adjust to that. And then this week I was like, okay, well, I need to get back to doing my videos because, I always have a message and I love to share my message. And basically, I always like to share what is happening, anything that's around, and basically more focused to really knowing our true self. So one thing I am going to talk about which is really, really, let's say it's been festering inside of me, and this is about religion and spirituality. So I'm in Canada, and there's just been a lot of, it's ongoing, but maybe I've been paying more attention to it now at this point in time about, religious discrimination, homophobia, transphobia, like just, everything, like every kind of phobia that you can imagine. And when we talk about phobia, it's all based on what is a person's belief. And, and like I'm raised Catholic, I'm a Christian. And I remember growing up that I used to study Hindu, I think it's mythology, correct me if I'm wrong, but all the stories like Ramayana, the, Mahabharata, what else, stories about Krishna, etc. I remember learning and reading those books when I was young. So I was educating myself on Hinduism. Like I said, I was born, raised Christian, so obviously I know the Bible, etc. And then also I had a lot of enough Muslim friends that I could understand also really what their religion is all about. And, and when I came here to North America, I completely forgot about that because I never really interacted with a lot of people other than Christians. Maybe it's Christians and atheists, Christians and agnostics, things like that. But I've never really encountered or had so many conversations with from other religions. And with everything that's going on in terms of how, our world is so divided and how, especially, and I'm talking from a North American perspective, where people are being attacked just for their religious beliefs. And, it is sad because a lot of it I see is from my own religion. We are supposed to be fantastic and great and we live by the word of God, as we say. But in reality, we don't. Look up Canadian history and understand what have Christians done towards First Nations people. Things about, Islamophobia, everything. And I'm struggling as I say this because this is what I'm seeing, and this is what I have to say, is because I'm processing, and I'm still processing this whole thing. At the end of the day, why aren't we just transcending what religion is? And why aren't we really getting to our true self? And our true self is what's inside of us. We believe in God, the creator, whoever it is. That creator is inside of us. Why can't we trust that? Why do we have to be listening to outside institutions telling us what to do and what not to do? And if we feel that something's not aligned with who we are, but we prefer to go just because it's our religious belief. But if it's not in alignment, if you really think about it, if it's not in alignment who we are, isn't that something that we should be questioning about? Like I'm very, very particular about respecting other people's beliefs. Their beliefs are their own. But at the same time, actually, I shouldn't say but, because but negates everything. I respect everyone's beliefs. I also am very particular that nobody pushes their beliefs on someone else. That's just not right. Because if someone's going through their own journey, what their own belief systems are, let them be. Let them be. But on the other hand, also really reflect on yourself to think that what you think is a belief, is that really aligning with your true self? If I use my religion to discriminate against other people, am I really being true to myself at that point? Or am I just listening to someone else who told me that I should discriminate against the others? There's a very, very fine line there. There's that balance. And I think that's what it is. It's all this back and forth. So I'm not going to go with who's right and who's wrong, because I think, you know what? I want to be above all of that. I just want to be above all of that. We all have our pros and cons. We all have our good things and our bad things, whatever it is. But it's not up to me to criticize someone else. But one thing is very important, is treating another person like they're a human being, because they are. At the end of the day, we're all human beings. Doesn't matter what belief system we have. We're all human beings. If we cannot treat other people with respect, then maybe that's something to check within ourselves as to what it is that am I doing. If I cannot honor another person, if I cannot honor another human being, then maybe I need to check my own bias. I need to check what it is that I really believe. And it takes time, it takes reflection, it takes studying, it takes understanding. Now I've started to reconnect with Muslims. I've started to reconnect with, First Nations and whatever. I'm starting to get with outside of my religion, just so I can understand. And when I get to having dialogues with them, it's not for me to tell them that my way is correct. No, that's not the right intention. It's for me to ultimately understand them and understand what it is and draw commonalities, because I think there's commonalities. The problem is we're not thinking of our commonalities. We're thinking of everything that's different. I look at Christians and Muslims, right? What are we fighting against each other for? What? I've even asked Christians, for example, do you know that Jesus is mentioned in the Quran? Do you know that Jesus' mother Mary is mentioned in the Quran? Nobody knows that. But yet what do we do with Muslims? We treat them like as if, they pray to some other God, when it's all the same, when it's just the same God. That's it. It's not understanding. That's the problem. Not taking the time to engage in dialogue, to talk and see what are similarities, what is it that we have? Okay, that's what you have, this is what we have. And just respect and appreciate the differences. How hard is that? Apparently it is, because that's where the world is going. We can't seem to see each other's point of view. So I just think that's just taking us away from really who we truly are. And there is no joy, really. Because if you're not happy with yourself, if you are not really taking a deep reflection into who you are, how are you going to be treating other people? If you only have love inside of you, you will love others. If you have hate inside of you, you're going to be hating others. That's it. Simple as that. So anyway, there's a lot more I could say to that, but I'm just going to leave it at that for now. And yes, so please subscribe. I will come back next weekend with another video on a different subject. Take care and have a great week. Bye-bye.